YouTube, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we got a good Did You Know What If segment. All right, deposit your soul coins and let's get started into today's video. All right, guys, we are back, and like I said, we are hopping right into another What If Did You Know segment. This is another one brought to us by our good friends over at CBR.com. All right, 10 times love broke the characters in Naruto. Let's hop right into this article. You feel what I'm saying? Because this seems pretty worthy. You feel what I'm saying? Love is an all-powerful emotion that can influence people to be heroes or even villains. Several Naruto characters experienced a love that broke them. Love is valued as an important quality that enriches life and makes it worth living, but sometimes it causes problems instead of solving them. Naruto has many occasions where experiencing love and attachment emotionally breaks a hero. There are also moments where love inhibits a hero's ability to do the right thing, rather than encouraging it. At the worst times, the resulting pain and agony even cause a former hero to become cynical and villainous, which causes further issues for those who stay heroic. Let's get right into it. Number 10. Sasuke breaks down when he learns of Itachi's true allegiance. For much of the anime, Sasuke is single-mindedly focused on getting strong enough to kill Itachi and avenge their clan. He gets his wish and Itachi eventually succumbs in battle against Sasuke, but Obito later reveals the terrible truth. Itachi was forced to extinguish his clan, who were planning a coup against the Hidden Leaf. To protect his village and spare Sasuke, Itachi accepted the role of a villain in spite of the pain it brought. Upon learning that his former beliefs about Itachi were a lie and that he is gone for good, Sasuke breaks down and weeps for his adored older brother. The revelation also molds Sasuke's ironic desire to destroy the Hidden Leaf, his former home, for which Itachi sacrificed everything. Number 9, alright. Hinatas Rejection leaves Naruto an emotional mess. Naruto finally realizes his feelings for Hinata in the last Naruto the movie. In contrast to his shallow crush on Sakura, Naruto is genuinely in love with Hinata, and his reaction to her rejection shows this. In the past, Naruto's interest in Sakura was rooted more in his rivalry with Sasuke, and Sakura's preference for the latter prompted only subdued dismay. But when Hinata coldly turns Naruto down for her sister's sake and ignoring her own long unrequited love for him, Naruto hits a low point and falls into a depression after she leaves with Tonari. It is only after Sakura points out that Hinata has clearly loved Naruto for years and will continue to do so that Naruto regains his motivation. Number 8, alright. Sakura cannot bring herself to kill Sasuke. After Sasuke is declared a wanted nin, Sakura decides to kill him herself and spare Naruto further pain. She knocks out her strike team so she can approach him alone, but is ineffective at convincing Sasuke of her loyalty to him. Only Kakashi's arrival saves her from being skewered by Sasuke's Chidori. Sakura gets another chance at her original goal when she returns to the fight and sneaks up on Sasuke with a kunai. However, she freezes up, too overwhelmed at her remaining love for him as tears courses down her face. This lack of action lets Sasuke disarm her and again requires external intervention, this time Naruto's, to remove her from harm. Number 7, okay? The loss of Rin drives Obito to the villains' side. Obito Uchiha was the Naruto of his team. Energetic, a social outcast, and struggling with his accomplishments in comparison to Kakashi, who was more like Sasuke. Despite obstacles, Obito dreamed of becoming Hokage so he'd be acknowledged, also similar to Naruto. Obito was also responsible for Kakashi's change of heart when he criticized him for abandoning his friends, and then seemingly sacrificed his life to protect him. This stubborn idealism and heroism changed when Obito watched Rin, the love of his life and the only person who believed in him all along, die. Obito is then manipulated by Madara and throws his loyalties in with the Akatsuki. Number 6, okay? Jiraiya's death marks Naruto's first personally significant loss. Technically speaking, Naruto's parents were the first people in his life he lost. But since he was a newborn when Minato and Kushina died, he didn't experience the loss of an emotional bond. The death of his mentor Jiraiya at the hands of Pain is actually the first time Naruto feels such effects. Fans were crushed to see Naruto struggling with emotions that he hadn't felt before after he hears the news. He lashes out at Tsunade and interrogates her on why she would let Jiraiya go at all. Later, he buys a popsicle like Jiraiya did years previously to split between the two, and sits blankly as it melts in his hands, uneaten. Number 5, okay? Before we hop into this, please guys, do make sure you go on ahead and you subscribe to the channel. Please do make sure that you like the video and make sure that your notifications are turned on so that you guys know each and every time that I'm uploading these videos, alright? Let's hop right back into it. Nagato was once an idealist who wanted to save the world. Alongside Konan and Yahiko, Nagato was a war orphan trained by Jiraiya who dreamed of peace and a world free from war. His founding of the Akatsuki was dedicated to this goal and was at first much more idealistic. But the death of his friend Yahiko embittered Nagato, making him believe that peace through non-violent means was a fantasy. Instead, a more permanent peace could only be attained through the constant threat of war to scare the populace into compliance. Thankfully, Naruto's so-called talk no jutsu makes Nagato realize how far he has fallen in his beliefs. He then sacrifices his life to bring back those who died in his invasion of Konoha. Number 4, okay? Kakashi became a by-the-book ninja after his father's death. Kakashi's childhood continues a certain trend in Naruto where kids undergo traumatic experiences that play integral roles in shaping their adult personalities. Kakashi is the son of Sakuma Hatake, a renowned shinobi who is known by the moniker the White Wolf. Sakuma chose to fail a mission in favor of saving his comrades. This action earned him the shame and criticism of the Hidden Leaf, which tragically drove him to take his own life. Sakuma's death shaped Kakashi into a cold and emotionless person. He strove to be by the book and aimed to prioritize the mission since he erroneously assumed that concern for teammates was his father's downfall. Kakashi only began to see the error of this thinking thanks to Obito, which would affect Kakashi's values in teaching Team 7 years later. Number 3, okay? Sasuke leaves the Hidden Leaf and Team 7 to avenge his clan. For a time, Sasuke bonds with Team 7 enough to care for their well-being, which notably causes him to soften to some degree on his dream of revenge. But another nightmarish run-in with Itachi and a brief skirmish with Naruto shatter his progress. Even strict lectures from Kakashi don't work in the long run, although they make Sasuke contemplate the friends he has gained and what he could still lose. Unfortunately, while Sasuke is vulnerable, the Sound Four make their move with promises of Orochimaru's power. Sasuke subsequently chooses to desert Konoha in favor of revenge, demolishing his bonds with Team 7, which hurt his friends for years. Number 2, alright? Inari Synergism is a result of his adopted father's fate. During Team 7's assignment in the Land of Waves, Inari is introduced as a rather cynical child, glum in the face of Gato's economic monopoly and doubtful of Naruto's characteristic optimism. A look into his past makes him even more sympathetic. When he was even younger, a man named Kaiser became a loving father figure and admirable role model to Inari. Kaiser even stood up against Gato's oppression of the citizens of the Land of Waves, serving as a heroic inspiration to the young boy. But Gato arrived on the scene and brutally tortured and executed Kaiser in front of the people to make a public statement about dissenters. The horrific sight altered Inari, making him pessimistic and even angry toward Kaiser for breaking his promise to protect the land. And we're down to number 1. Madaras Experience uncovers a common Uchiha trait. Madara Uchiha deeply cared for his younger brother, and Izuna's death triggered the beginning of Madara's evolution into an antagonist. Later, Madara's fear of his clan's alienation motivated him to take even more extreme actions. And finally, his decision to end his friendship with Hashirama awoke his Sharingan. This underlines a common quality shared by all Uchiha members. They hold the curse of hatred, not because they lack love, but because they love too deeply. As a result, losing a loved one causes such pain that it awakens increasingly more advanced levels of I-based abilities. The dark trade-off is that the Uchiha become steadily more mentally unhinged in doing so. Guys, there you have it. Here has been 10 characters who have been broken in Naruto because of love. Guys, if you enjoyed this fact video, you already know what to do. Don't be afraid to hover and haunt that like button. Subscribe today to become part of the Soul Gang Team Nephilim. Let's get it. Tap that notification bell to know each and every time that I'm uploading these videos. And guys, remember, to be good at the game, you gotta kill with skill. And until our next nightmare, guys, thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. Peace.